Hi guys, I'm Eddie Ramos. Thank you for joining me on The Modern Actor, the show where I take a glimpse into the journeys of rising artists. Today I have with me a friend and actor, Orel De La Mota. He's in Los Angeles right now, and me and Orel met during a SAG-AFTRA audition workshop. He came up to me and we started talking. We realized that we had the same agent and a lot of the same mindset towards acting. Quickly I knew like this was a guy that I wanted to get on the show and talk to you guys, and also someone that I was gonna learn a lot from just interacting with him. And like I was like, man, this guy's doing a lot of things. Like I want to get on his level, you know what I mean? And just talk shop, shoot the shit with him, you know what I mean? For lack of a better term. But it's actually a good thing. But Orel's been super busy with his life outside of acting and in acting, as I have been busy too. So we actually haven't had a chance to chill and hang out and talk. So this is actually the first opportunity we've had to, talk or whatever. But without further ado, I have Orel De La Mota. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
I'm glad you're here. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate being. Yeah, exactly. So I like to start the interview with the first question that I want to ask all my guests, which is, when did you start acting, and what made you decide to pursue it as a career?
Well, before I answer that,
yeah,
we met at a huge callback for a CW show that is now on TV as we speak.
Ah, what show was that?
It was the one where we're like the kissing
Dynasty
going on.
Was it
Dynasty,
Yeah,
the reboot from
right, the 80s.
The 80s
Yeah.
Dynasty TV series, which is now airing on the CW.
Nice,
I
you're
saw
right.
the trailer for it.
How's it look?
It looks good.
Yeah.
It was a little, when I saw it, I realized how sexual the role was.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. He can have the part.
Honestly, let the better man get the part. I get that. No, that's how I feel too.
I was like,
there's a reason why we didn't get
that's
it.
great, bro.
Yeah.
But just
Also,
want
that's a correction, yes.
confirm, that's how we met. And then
My fault, everybody out there. False.
And that same day, that same night, not even hours later, we both went to that workshop. And they were like, oh, wait, you're the guy from that audition.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, man, there's something going on here.
Yes.
And that's what became.
That's true, yes. That's exactly, it's crazy. It was the exact same audition.
Yes.
Damn.
So now back to the question, what brought me to Los Angeles and why did I start acting?
When what brought you to Los Angeles acting?
Well, I have 9 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
I'm the youngest of all of them. And they all pursued acting in the Hispanic world. Telemundo, Univision, telenovelas, like my brother Carlos De La Mota. He's a well-known soap opera actor in the Spanish community. Nicole De La Mota, she was Miss Dominican Republic at one point. All of them are in radio, television, and they succeeded in the Hispanic market. So when I was a kid, I was a child actor. So like some of the shows one of my sisters was hosting, she would put me in there. Right. Like one of the shows was Los Tigritos, which is like a blue team, red team, and the kids compete kind of thing. I did
we have that stuff in the States all the time.
So I had a camera in front of me at an early age.
Wow.
So since I was like 5 years old, I said I wanted to go to Hollywood and break the trend because everyone did the Hispanic market.
Right.
So I was the one to jump into the Hollywood.
And you're kind of lucky because you were able to watch your older siblings do it first and see kind of what they're doing right, what they might be doing wrong.
Yeah.
And do you think you were like conscious of that as a kid? Like I know what I can
I've always been like a man-child about things in the sense that like I like to excel above what I've already seen.
Gotcha.
Like I don't like to go by knowledge, I like to go by imagination. So knowledge was what I saw off of my brothers and sisters. Right. But that to me was average.
Gotcha.
What's not average is the brilliant minds that are able to excel to a place that has never been seen before. The television, nobody ever saw it. Flying on an airplane, thank God the Wright Brothers saw that.
Right.
It was just their use of imagination.
Right.
So that's what told me, I need to go farther. So I always just saw myself out here doing that.
And so how long have you been in LA?
4.5 years.
Wow, 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And so that first year, let's just talk about that first year. I mean, do you remember that first year?
The
what
first
was it like?
year.
Was it classes? Was it reps right away?
Well, the thing is, I was in a market where I got to do a lot of work. I went to college at Ohio State, and initially the first 2 years I was a wrestler.
Okay.
I was on the wrestling team.
Nice.
So I quit that and I started doing acting at night because one of my buddies had told me, he was a Caucasian male. He's like, hey man, there's no Latinos in Ohio, let alone actors, Latinos.
Right.
And there was only 2 agencies. So anytime you shot out there and you needed to get talent, local talent, you would only go to these 2 agencies.
Right.
And I was like the only Latino guy there.
So you were getting hit up.
So, you know, I signed to one of the agencies, and without even having acting classes, I was booking commercials like crazy because there wasn't that many options.
Got you.
It wasn't that I was great.
Of course.
It's just that it was like, well, who else do we go to? It's Orel or Carlos, like, you know?
Yeah.
So I did, you know, Wendy's, McDonald's, Verizon, Intel. I was doing hand modeling for their computers, like commercials, lawyer commercials, everything.
Wow.
And I stacked up enough money, but by the end of my college career at Ohio State, I graduated with an economics degree.
Nice.
Because my mom said, well, just in case acting doesn't work.
My mom said the same thing, yeah.
So by the end of my senior year, I had a decent amount of money.
Wow, I mean, that's just,
And
man, talk about like being in the right place at the right time.
yeah.
God,
I racked up at this. I just like exploited that market.
No, of course.
And just,
wow.
You know. And so then at that time, I was getting known in the theater department.
Okay.
And I had some articles on the newspaper about, you know, this mysterious Orel De La Mota, Dominican. And I got picked up to do a play in New York. So before I came to LA, it was my plan to come, but then I had to move it back because I was being flown to New York to do an off-Broadway show.
Nice.
And after that, then I had the guts to come to LA and do it.
So you didn't want to keep pursuing it in New York. What was about New York that you were like, you know, you always saw yourself on film, or you just didn't like the grind of New York? Like, what was it about New York that you still felt, I still want to go to LA?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a reason why I picked economics at Ohio State. It's because I see everything as a marketing place. I see everything from a branding place. Where are you needed? Where do you fit? Where will you sell the most? Where is the supply low and where is the demand high in the same place? In New York, there's a lot of Dominicans. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans. It's easy to find another Dominican that could have this look. In LA, I'm going to series regular auditions. I'm talking major career-breaking auditions, and it's the same 15, 20 dudes.
Right.
And most of them are not Caribbean. I mean, I have yet to meet a Dominican actor in my category.
Wow.
20s athletic, Caribbean, Dominican, or Puerto Rican.
Right. Wow.
It's always a Colombian guy, Spain, Mexican, Cuban, but very rarely does that come across. Oh, I'm from Puerto Rico.
Right.
Or because it's just so far.
Right.
LA's on the other side of the world compared to Dominican Republic. So a lot of those Dominicans and Puerto Ricans just go to New York.
Right.
I understood that. It's like, why would I'm not gonna sell as much here.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna take my company, because that's essentially what we are.
Right.
We're a company. I'm gonna take that company and I'm gonna sell over there.
Right.
And that's why I've been here 4.5 years. And I could say I have a series regular on my belt. I have guest stars on my belt, co-stars. And I'm auditioning for stuff I shouldn't be auditioning for right now. Which is why I told you I feel like a freshman playing varsity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My first year in LA, I booked a pilot called Dawn, director Sam Raimi, which is the director from Spider-Man, Evil Dead, and it was through Gary Zuckerberg's office at Warner Brothers, and that was being pitched to TNT at the time. That was my first year, and it wasn't even because I was great. It's all been mindset.
Yep.
It's all been knowing where you fit and where you need it.
Absolutely.
I happen to look like the star of the show of that pilot. It's not that I had credits or I was a great actor. Yeah, I prepared for the part, but it was me knowing that I needed to be over there because I had something they didn't have.
Right.
And therefore, it's been a booming 4 years.
I think it takes a special actor to be able to look at acting as a right side brain thing about being creative, imagination, all that stuff, but also as a business and a left side brain thing, being able to be analytical about it, seeing the numbers. I mean, you and I have the same mindset. That's what I'm talking about, because I also saw that if I was in New York, I would have looked like every other 5'7" dude, you know what I mean? Puerto Rican guy with short hair, you know what I mean? And I knew that market wasn't in LA, and I also agree. Like, I haven't met many Puerto Ricans out here. You know what I mean? And so
let alone Dominicans.
Right, exactly, same thing. So I I think that's a really awesome mindset to have. And on the topic of mindset and personal branding, because I want to get into that, I feel like what I've grown to know about you in this short amount of time, it's been like 6 months, but I feel like, you're someone is very driven by the industry, but also you are like not fearless to pursue other passions outside the industry also. Like, you travel a lot, you're doing salsa dancing a lot. But I feel like what you're good at also is like building a routine, a daily routine, you know what I mean? And getting your acting in, but also getting like Orel's time, you know what I mean? Like time to go for a hike or whatever. Can you talk about like, what would be your ideal day, you know what I mean? From start to, the finish, you know what I mean? Like,
ideal day.
Yeah.
Ideal day would be wake up at 5.
Wow. You like waking up early? Why?
The early worm catches the
bird. No, the early bird catches the worm, yeah.
The early bird catches the bird.
Yeah.
I've always believed that. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I've set up a schedule where I'm able to take naps. And like, you can take a 20, 30-minute nap and you're
good to go.
Ready to go. And so I'll wake up super early, push myself, force myself. It also enforces discipline. In
a world where you're like self-sufficient and like
independent. And we live in Los Angeles, so discipline is lacking in a lot of places. Yeah. So that's just from the start of the day, I'm already enforcing what's lacked. Once again, branding, understanding demand and supply. So where do I hit? Okay, so I'm gonna hit meditation, 5 a.m. I only do 20-minute sessions, so I do 2 a day. And the other one I pick if I'm going through some controversy. Sure. Then I'm like, all right, I need to do one right now. And then it just clears me up back to 0. So meditation, 5 a.m. Then I eat a little breakfast, and then there's a cycling class at my gym. So it's at 6 a.m. And I go to that. Not always, but if there's no cycling class, I'll just work out. Sure. And then by 7, I'm home, and ideally have an audition by 11.
Yeah, right. Ideally, right, exactly.
Ideally, at either Warner Brothers, Paramount, CVS.
I love it.
Simple man trying to live a simple life.
I love it.
And after that audition, go either to the beach or on a hike. Yeah. And just like turn my phone off. Yeah. And, go to a mountain and get lost. Yeah. And a lot of times when I do that, I turn my phone on and I'll have a call back or I'm paying for something. Because the idea is to not make that your world. Right. And it's just so funny how the world works where when you don't need it, it needs you. Yeah. Supply and demand. It's like a dating. That's one of the best advices I've ever got when I first got to LA, that everything I hear is gonna be like dating when you audition. The thing is that being talented and being a good actor is status quo. The status quo. Everybody's good talented. Right. We have people from Broadway, people that were famous in Germany, and they come out here, they have to start from 0, but they were famous. They got so much camera time. They got 60+ episodes on shows. Right. And they're out here and they gotta get an agent, they gotta do all this new stuff. So talent is just status quo. The other part of it is, one, branding, marketing, and the other part, what I like to call is swag. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I'm gonna charm you. Yeah. If you're the casting director, forget about the talent. Right. Before we even get to the scene, I'm already here with you. And she's gonna want to pitch me to producers and directors. Everyone comes in the room and they're thinking it's just the scene. Right. Yeah, that's great to be prepared, but don't be so stuck there that you can't.
It's an interaction with another person at the same time. You know what I mean? I talked about that also. Like, it is like dating, you know what I mean? You want to present your best self. You're not going to be, super nervous, super loud or aggressive. You got to come in trying to charm that person. There's a lot of other things that go into auditioning other than just knowing the lines and knowing where to look in the camera.
So what I was saying is one of the key things I do when I go in the audition is I find, and this is on a personal level, because you have to personalize. It's like a job interview. You want the job, like them back, know about them. So what I always do, I know in the first round of auditions, casting is never in the room. It's usually the associate or the assistant. Those guys don't get much credit and they work really hard. I learn their names. And then sometimes I even go as far as finding them on social media so I know what they look like. I find something I like about them so that I know that first minute or 15, 30 seconds that I have to talk to them, I'm already like, I like you. Because you see, everyone's human and everyone's got something to like. And we miss that because we're so focused on the audition. Right. Or yourself. Oh, we have to kill this, right? Make it about them, and it's going to be such a more enjoyable scene to watch.
And rewarding, you know what I mean? You get,
Well, you get more engagement.
Right,
If I'm about to read with you, I need to already know who you are. Right. Because that's one of the main problems. Actors walk in the room, they're like, well, I don't even know this person. How am I supposed to connect with them? Right. Well, here's a little trick here. You find out about them. You know, it's like when you're on Tinder and you like that person before you even go on the date. Right. Oh, these guys, you're already telling your friends, this guy is so hot. Yeah. Oh, girl, you don't even know. Right. Like, look at him, like, he's got his eyes. And by the time you get to the thing, you're like,
you're already excited.
Hey, I saw that picture you posted. You're already there. Yeah. You don't have to perform. You're already liking that person. That's great. So that's just a lot of the techniques that I'm able to pen auditions, where I'm able to get the callback. Sometimes I get the callback not even because I'm the role. They just like me. Right. Like Wendy O'Brien. Talk to. I feel like sometimes she calls me just to say hi. Yeah, like, Orel, hey Wendy.
Like, definitely don't
root for this guy. 37 on the roll, but hey, whatever. And it's just, it's people are gonna hire you if they like you. Yeah. You know, talent. All right, we can call somebody else and they'll bring that same level of status quo of talent.
But it's your uniqueness, your you, and then
they gotta love you.
Right.
They gotta love you. They can't like you, because it's easy to like out here. There's so many beautiful people in this town. I go to a bar and like 10 girls, but I don't love all 10 of them. You know, I'm not gonna take all 10 of them and call them for a job. Something comes up and I know they're all qualified, I'm gonna call the one I really like. No, dude, I got this girl. You know, so it's just it's dating. Right. It's dating. It's not auditioning. I don't call it auditioning.
I like that.
I'm going on a date.
Yeah, and it takes the pressure off of it. If you look at it like that, you know what I mean? Or if you're confident in that, you know what I mean, in the dating world or whatever, confident in yourself, if you take it that it's not an audition, it's not this weird informal, formal thing where you gotta select me and no, right? You're in the power position. You're in the front seat or whatever.
And another thing is, I do that, but I do that through the filter of the role. It's a little bit of method acting, but. You know, if it's a serious role, I'm not gonna come in there all, hi. Right. I'm just gonna keep it mysterious but very still. I'm like, oh, this guy was, you know, if it was a date, it was mysterious, but I liked him, you know. And that's what that CW Dynasty audition. That was that casting director's note. She told me, she's like, I can tell you're very mysterious, and there's something up. But it's just that I was going through the filter of that guy.
Gotcha. That's where you saw the character.
Yeah. So, but she thought that's who I was. Oh, yeah. Because the second I started swagging with her, she thought it was like me.
Exactly. She didn't even those the lines. She didn't even know.
No, the second I get in my car, I'm that guy.
Got you. I
don't get in my role. I don't get in the shoes of my role when I step in the audition. That doesn't mean no good.
It's too late at that point.
It's too late at that point. You know, like I see some guys out. Serious regular role. I'm talking like Narcos. I went to Narcos, 13 episode series regular offer, and this guy, I'm not gonna say names, but he's highlighting lines, he's going over them, and like I don't know what's going on with his life, but I don't know. I would lose sleep over a role like that to make sure I'm not in that place when I get there. So if, like, imagine I'm already in my shoes the second I walked in my car. Right. Where is he at in the competition level?
Right. And then you can add that spice that you're talking about, that little swagger. You know what
I mean?
At
this
like
point,
that
he's out of the game.
Just having a conversation. Yeah, exactly.
He's out of the game.
He's way behind. Right.
No, he's not. He can't even
He's
play.
focused on the lines. Right.
He can't even play.
Right.
He didn't bring his helmet. You're at a football game. You didn't bring your helmet. You can't play.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, I love that.
You can't play, bro. Sorry. Maybe next Friday.
Yeah.
You know, talk to coach.
Oh, man. No, that's really, really awesome. I want to gut into the personal branding aspect because I feel that you have like figured out that it's not so much about posting pictures of you going on auditions, but also supplementally to that is just like what you do in your regular life and you enjoy what you're doing in your life. You know what I mean? Can you talk about the mindset of your personal branding and social media and acting, just like the world, you know?
Well, something that got me into wanting to understand about branding more is how small budget movies, and by small budget, I mean you can still pay your rent for the whole year, are hiring actors through social media traffic. I intern at a certain casting office. Sometimes I read for them stuff, so I listen into some of the conversations, not saying any names, but this is literally what came out of this producer's mouth. Insight. Yeah. He said, he was on the phone, and I asked casting, I said, you want me to step out? And she's like, no, that's fine. I just, everything stays in the room. I'm not going to. So I'm on my phone, acting like I'm not, like, minding my own business, And the guy's on speakerphone, and he goes, guys, this script is shit. So we got to get some traffic on this, or we're not going to sell this, and investors are going to cut my throat. I can't afford to lose these investments.
Wow.
And literally, they got on Instagram and looked up guys with, like, he said, like, no less than $1 million, 1.5 for this role, no less than $3 million for this role. And casting already had a list of people they had found through social media that weren't even actors. And then the argument from casting was, well, name.
Yeah.
We can't, the problem with these people is that they're not actual actors. So when we call them into audition, they don't even know the etiquette. Yeah. They're coming in there, they're asking, is there sites? Do you print them out for me?
Right.
They don't have headshots. They don't know the business side of it. Mm-hmm. So they're really just hiring them just to have the name there, which is where we are able to overcome that. Mm-hmm. We trump that by having what they have and the business aspect that casting is looking for.
Right.
And that you can't beat. So it's like, wow, I can get that traffic. Mm-hmm. And I already have what they're asking that they're needing. Right. Supply and demand here.
Right.
So this is the thing. Everything that has ever been invented in the history of human history is because of a problem. Mm. And that problem is somebody going, how can I solve it? Mm-hmm. Right? And so they become millionaires because they get that one idea that solves that problem. Mm-hmm. Internet, Wi-Fi, everything you can think of. It was a solution to a problem. So I thought in that mindset, okay, well, their problem is that they're not getting the actors they need. Mm-hmm. But I am that guy. Mm-hmm. But I don't have the traffic. Okay, well, I need to start getting that traffic. So I met with the marketing team. I did some studying. And this is the thing. There's over 10 million real subscribers on Instagram. Mm-hmm. The number is really 400 million, but we say 10 million because that's a strong base of real people. Mm-hmm. The rest could be fake accounts. Right. But let's just say it's 10 million. And the thing is, out of the 10 million people, there's only about 15 to 20 topics that people look up. Fitness, modeling, vacation places. Mm-hmm. It really is all 15 to 20 topics. Really interesting. So if you put numbers and you do your analytics here, 10 million people are looking at the same 15, 20 topics. You can fit somewhere in there and grab $1 million or $2 million, right? Yeah. Because I know there's about 1 million to 2 million people at least looking at fitness. Right. So if I have something to offer in that department, what am I going to brand? Right. Okay. I know I can dance salsa, and it's something that I have never showcased. Mm-hmm. I just go salsa dancing. I'm a street dancer, like from New York, Dominican Republic. My mom was a dancer. Like, I had it in me, but didn't think I could sell this. Right. I could brand this. Right. So, for dancing, there's a huge community online and internationally. And the more I got tapped into it, the more I realized, wow, I could really get into this. Right. But in fact, I've done a lot of salsa videos online now. My partner just got a deal from a glasses company from Dominican Republic.
No way.
And they're sending her a box of glasses so she can put 5 posts at $800 a post. And she doesn't even have to do them like on her time. She can do them all in the same post. Yeah. That way you can just swipe through. And it's 800. Yeah. Wow. PayPal.
Wow. Sponsor.
Deposit.
Wow.
I have a buddy that he has 32,000 followers, and that's it. It's not that much at all. And he made, it was 2 months ago, he made $29,000 total in between clothing. And what he does is he'll put on the shirt of a startup company. You want to hit up startup companies because if you hit like Nike or bigger companies, you have to be like in the millions of followers. Mm-hmm. So you hit startup companies that need exposure. Like, hey, what my buddy did, he went to Cuba. He put on this shirt of his startup company. And he took a bunch of pictures in it. Got a bunch of likes on it, like 5,000 likes. Hey guys, he sent them the thing. Look, I got a lot of traffic on this. I loved your shirt. When I got to Cuba, everyone was complimenting on it. I think we could really do something good here. I would love to market your stuff. And through talking, he ended up racking, I think he said 11,000 for the 5 posts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a way of monetizing this, and for actors, there's also a way of getting on.
Right.
You know, not just, like I said, talent is status quo. It's less talent than there is business part of it, if you think about it. Because if it was talent, they wouldn't hire these guys that are not actors off of social media.
Right, exactly.
Okay?
That's not even the most important thing, unfortunately.
So
right,
2017, catch up. Catch up. The system's moving quick. Don't be left behind, because we out here eating. For all of us that are hungry out here, we out here learning the new tricks. So if you don't catch up, you're out the game. Sorry, you can't dress this week. Maybe next Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, I understood that, and so I am pulling out what I know can be marketable among those 15 to 20 topics that are on social media and are current right now.
Got you. So okay, so that's awesome. So you'll use some of the fitness stuff, the salsa, you know what I mean, the travel, the hiking, like the acting. So you're encompassing all that within your brand. That way you get all those eyes.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's gonna have all those. You can have that. You know, my salsa partner, she's just a dancer.
Right.
Everything on her page is about dancing.
Right.
So that's great, because she also has more followers than me.
Right.
Like, ironically, I am encompassing more areas.
Right.
But she's like a celebrity in that
Because it's more
department.
specific, maybe.
Yeah, it's more specific.
Right.
I am a Renaissance man. I get pleasure out of conquering things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I want to conquer them all.
Right.
So I'll hit everything. That's just part of who I am.
And as an actor, you think about it, like, you want to show your audience that you can be the salsa guy, everything, exactly,
You know?
You're not just pigeonholed into one thing. Just oh, he's just the fitness guy. You know what I mean? He could do it all.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting.
You know, like you need to you play a little bit of guitar, and that's all you got is guitar playing. Well, get good at it and be the best guitar player you can be, and knock that department out. Because look, check this out. I posted a salsa video on my Instagram the other day, and we were featured by 11 different dancing websites.
Wow.
11. It was just it was crazy.
Yeah.
One of the sites got over 60,000 views. Well, the video right before ours that was posted were the #1 in the world salsa dancers, champions right now. They were holding the title for #1 salsa dancers in the world. They got 16,000 views. Wow. We got 60,000.
Wow.
We folded that 3 times.
Yeah.
Why? Because it wasn't about talent. It was about branding and knowing how to do it properly. Those guys made that video inside of a club with low lighting. They were doing great moves, but you could barely see what they were doing.
Right.
#1 in the world, didn't understand marketing, didn't understand the business. We got on top of a mountain overseeing the city on a sunset shot. She wore a red skirt that will pop on the shot. And we knew how that video was going to come alive, even though we weren't doing even half of what the world-known salsa dancers were doing. And we were featuring 11 sites with probably over 100,000 views now among all of them together.
Man. Congratulations.
Because it's not the talent.
Yeah.
It's the business, knowing what the trend is, what's popping, what's going on.
Right.
Catch up. That's all I gotta say.
And then, so really quickly, we gotta start wrapping up. But man, everything you're saying is just like, it's things that like I haven't thought of, things I've maybe thought of a little bit. But I think a lot of actors, maybe there's fear involved. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get over that fear of posting something and being like, oh man, is someone gonna like this? Is someone gonna vibe with this? Are you ever thinking about that? And then on top of that, what are like some quick strategies when you're posting something in terms of like hashtagging? Do you tag other people? Like, what's your story? Do you like actually build like a story on Instagram, or is it just different moments?
So a lot of sites that are well known in certain departments, if you look on their sites, it says to be featured, tag us with this name. A lot of people miss that.
Got you.
You know, they think, oh, I'm doing dancing. Let me just hashtag dancing.
Right.
It's kind of like sending that letter to that agent you want to meet with, but you say, dear agency.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's going to read that crap.
Right.
Like, dear John Smith.
Yeah.
What's up? My name is Orel.
Yeah.
Personalize it and get into the people.
Gotcha.
So getting on those websites that whatever it is that you're selling, and a lot of them will stay on there because they're constantly looking for content.
Exactly, right.
You know, and they don't want to make the content themselves. They just want to generate it off of other people.
Right, repost.
It's a self-generating system, you know? So that's one way. Another thing is post every 2 to 3 days. Don't post several posts in a day or every day because you're going to divide how much attention you are getting per post. You post every 2 to 3 days. You give that post enough time to get
To
all
breathe.
its traffic.
Right.
You know, and then you post the next thing.
I like that. Yeah.
Another thing, don't stop ever posting. Like anytime you go to a cool location or something, find something you can post.
Yeah.
You know, put your camera on self-timer or whatever. Because the thing is, it's surprising. Your fans will leave your page.
Yeah.
If you're not posting, it's crazy. These people are like fanatics.
Yeah,
like a lot of these people that follow my site are like kids. They're like 13, 14-year-old girls and boys.
Right.
And they won't stop following me
Yeah.
because I'm not posting enough.
Right.
So you can't really get behind on that. What's another thing? Yeah, and also you can delete the post.
Right.
You can put stuff up. If it doesn't work, you take it out. You filter stuff in and out. It's all a trial. Eventually, you'll start figuring out what posts work.
Right.
And lastly, if you link your Facebook to your Instagram and you make you create a professional Facebook page and you link that professional Facebook page to your Instagram is going to become a business account.
Got you.
And what that does is you'll notice my Instagram looks different than yours because at the top of my screen there's the analytics. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
So that's also how I'm able to measure what time of the day to post. When are people looking at my account the most? What if it's a female or a male looking at my account? Am I getting my percentages? Are they more females?
So all you have to do is have a business account on your Facebook and then link that to your Instagram.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be verified on Facebook or anything. You just can create a business page.
Yeah.
Wow.
About anything.
About anything.
Yeah.
And then you link that
Anything.
Instagram and all of a sudden you get the business Instagram. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, I
and
definitely
then
wanna check on that.
everyone is able to.
Because I've seen that screen, the analytics, how many men, how many women.
You can even see what countries people are looking your page through. So, for example, I get a lot of people from Brazil, ironically, from Rio de Janeiro, and so there's sometimes that I'll hashtag Brazil on some of my posts,
With
just
that
knowingly that there is that department for me.
Right.
So I could talk about this all day.
Of course.
But those are some main things.
I love that.
Also, your photos, try to keep them high quality, you know, because most people are shooting, you know, regular photos with the phone. I know a lot of phones are great with photos, but still try to keep it, if you have a camera with you, just try to keep it as high quality as possible.
And 2 last questions, but one of them is, do you strictly focus to Instagram or do you try to encompass all of them, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn? Okay, what's
Nobody's
your preference?
making money through, I mean, Instagram is where, you know. When I was in that casting office, they weren't looking at Facebook or Twitter.
That's awesome insight.
They're looking at Instagram. Instagram is actually worth more than Facebook right now. The net worth of Instagram is in the billions for sure. Because I was just listening to NPR, How I Built This, which, by the way, this will give you a lot of business insights. How I Built This on NPR. You can also look it up on YouTube. And they'll talk about every entrepreneur and how they came up with that idea.
We'll put that in the show notes for sure. That's awesome.
Instagram is worth it's the highest valued social platform right now. So if you're big on the highest valued platform, you'll get paid the highest money. That's what people are looking for. It's just money business.
All right, and as a cato to our interview, I feel like it would be appropriate, obviously, if I ask you where our listeners and our followers and our viewers can find out more about you and follow your story and ask you questions if they can, if that's all right with you.
Yeah. I appreciate good questions.
Yeah, I know.
You know, if it's a question you can Google, like, come on, guys, you know, we all have busy lives.
Yeah.
But if it's something that you legitimately have to be inside of the business to know, absolutely. My Instagram, you know, just my name. I keep it simple because then I don't want to confuse anyone.
Right.
Orel De La Mota, O-R-E-L, Orel. And my Facebook's the same, but I keep my Facebook for family and friends only.
That's good.
Instagram for anybody else.
Right.
And yeah, just direct message me or whatnot.
Yeah.
You can find anything on there. And my acting page, IMDb page, is on my Instagram. For you actors, you have to have that.
Yeah.
You have to have that because if you look on your analytics on Instagram, it says website clicks. That means people clicked on it. What does that do to your IMDb? It goes up every week. Even if it's slow season during casting, you know, it's like December, no one's casting because who's casting in December? It's still high. You know, you still keep that presence because you're keeping your fans clicking on that.
I'm definitely going to do that.
So
one.
every
That's
week
awesome.
I'm getting website clicks.
Yeah.
That means that site that I got on there, they're clicking on it. Even though they're not actors, they just want to know more about me. So do that.
That's awesome. Like optimizing you're using your Instagram to optimize.
And if he's
IMDb.
casting
That's awesome.
looking at it,
Oh, yeah.
they could just directly
Jump right
send
there.
that to the producer, be like, no, he's got so many followers, blah, blah, blah. Look at his page, and that'll also tell you where his IMDb is on. They get everything in one click away.
Right. Wow.
Make it easy for them, guys. I mean, you gotta be an easy person to work with. Everything's happening way too fast for them to look at. My friends are trying to build websites, and I understand that, but how many people are actually going onto your website?
Yeah.
It's a quick, everything's moving
Right.
so
And
fast.
Instagram, the formatting is all there for you. It's very
Boom,
easy
boom,
to post
boom.
a
I
picture.
have my
right?
agent on there. I got my IMDb,
Right.
actor.
It's a
I'm
platform
from
you don't
Dominican
have to build.
Republic.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
Right.
Let's keep it moving.
Last question. What do you love most about acting? It could be about anything about what you love about acting.
I'm able to find out more about myself. I feel like life doesn't give me enough. I feel like there's extremes, and roles are so extreme in acting that I will never be able to do in real life. You know, like being a murderer or being like a cop. You know, I'll never really be a cop. And having to understand how those guys think and embracing that part of me that I already have, but that is unknown because in real life I wouldn't be able to live that. So I feel like acting is just, I hate calling it acting. I like calling it living. Because
That's cool.
It's going through a physical, mental, soulful transformation. Because every role transforms you to think different. It allows you to think, wow, I can tap into that. And then a lot of roles that I've done, I implement them into my personal life because I understood I was able to tap into that. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I was raised by my mom, by my dad, telling me, men don't cry, or all this, you know, and I've had to do some roles where I've had to get there. And I didn't know I could get there because I was taught that I didn't supposed to do that, so I never did it, so I didn't know if I actually could do it.
Right.
And so I love acting because it allows me to live better.
Yo, thank you so much for being here, Orel. I appreciate it. Everything you shared was awesome. And now, like, we finally hung out, and we got to do it again now. And now I got all these questions out of the way, so we can actually have a drink. Thanks so much for being here, brother.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my interview with Orel De La Mota. Man, I got so much out of it, from the social media aspect to just living a full life. I know he gave so much awesome information, and it was enlightening, and I hope you guys got a lot from it and were inspired by his interview as well. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the Modern Actor website and the Modern Actor YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching.